Imagine standing in a crowded room, asked to pinpoint the exact nature of virtue. You offer examples: truthfulness, kindness, generosity. Yet sense these alone do not capture the unifying reason behind all virtuous acts. This dilemma, known as Meno's paradox, arises in Plato's Meno, when Meno questions how one can even start searching for something if one lacks a preliminary definition, and how to confirm that any discovery is correct without prior knowledge of it. These concerns can make inquiry seem unattainable. Socrates, however, contends that true understanding of a concept like virtue depends on uncovering the deeper principle binding all instances of that concept together. Just as describing healthy behaviors, running, lifting weights, eating vegetables, does not explain why these behaviors produce health, identifying individual virtues does not fully clarify what makes them virtuous. Yet Meno worries that if we do not already grasp that explanatory cause, there is no good way to propose it, much less recognize its correctness. Socrates addresses this quandary through his notion of recollection. He illustrates it by quizzing a slave boy on geometry. Initially, the boy feels sure he knows the answers, soon discovers mistakes, grows confused, then uses pointed questions to reach correct insights. Socrates claims this process reveals hidden knowledge within the boy, drawn out by carefully structured prompts. One might call this mystical, but it can also be seen more simply as a demonstration that partial or inchoate knowledge can lead, through systematic reflection, to more complete answers. The beauty of this approach is that the boy's uncertainty does not halt the search, it propels it. Socrates likens confusion, Meno's sense of being numbed by a torpedo fish, to a productive jolt. That jolt removes false certainty, forcing a deeper investigation of the principle we seek. It is much like thinking you can bake a perfect soufflé until the dish collapses. The failure, though unpleasant, spurs you to learn about aeration, temperature, and folding techniques. You then see the unifying explanation that ensures success. Meno's paradox seemingly advises that without prior knowledge, we cannot even begin to learn. Socrates inverts this logic by insisting that we must investigate because we do not know. Recognizing your own ignorance is not a barrier but a doorway. It tells you there is ground to cover. This idea surfaces as you watch the slave boy's journey from unwarranted confidence to self-awareness of error, culminating in reliable conclusions. Socrates frames that path as the boy recollecting knowledge he possessed, but did not consciously recall. Yet it also fits a modern view of building upon fragmentary insights. This pattern resurfaces in everyday experiences. Lose your phone at home, and though you do not recall its precise location, you trace partial memories. Perhaps you placed it near the couch, or left it in the kitchen. That unclear awareness guides your search. Likewise, one might teach a child to ride a bike by harnessing their tentative feel for balance. Step by step, ignorance is replaced by growing competence. What initially seems insurmountable, riding in a straight line, becomes second nature as the child rediscovers physical coordination. Hence, Meno's paradox does not destroy inquiry, but highlights the necessity of confronting confusion head-on. It is only by admitting that we lack a full account of virtue that we become motivated to find out what virtue truly is. The comedic or satirical portrayals of Socrates in Athenian theatre might reduce him to a dreamer. Yet his methodical questioning of the slave boy reveals the practical side of turning bafflement into discovery. Plato's dialogue thus shows that even if you start from uncertainty, you can uncover a unifying explanation for a concept, as long as you let confusion spur deeper reflection. Meno's paradox claims, you cannot investigate what you do not know. Socrates counters, investigate precisely because you do not know. By moving beyond simple examples and capturing why particular instances count as virtue, health, or anything else, we transition from scattered observations to robust definitions. Consequently, this puzzle prompts a universal lesson. If ever you sense yourself baffled, that very bafflement can trigger progress. Viewing this process as recollection means trusting that a concealed framework, however dimly perceived, can emerge through systematic questioning. Whether discussing a philosophical matter like virtue, a precise domain such as geometry, or a kitchen challenge like soufflés, confusion is not merely an obstacle. It is the catalyst that drives you to refine initial guesses, eliminate contradictions, and edge closer to genuine understanding, one question at a time.